Good morning, it is Thursday, and Sensei says, today you may be tested back to old vices or to the highest degree. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your Thursday Namaste today. Good day and welcome to Namaste Today, the happy way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. Namaste, my friend, and welcome. Well, today, Sensei says, you may be tempted back to old vices or tested to the extreme. That's because we have a tug-of-war between what I call the smart-ass and the dumbass. So this little tug-of-war is going to last about 3 or 4 days, but step 29 is the real reason. Before I dive into how that works, let's first take a look at the zodiac weather. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2016, and the Great Human Walk has reached the final step, step 29, Taurus. This is the final tested step. Taurus is I manifest. Now this means that the ruling number of today is number 11. So for all you 1111 freaks out there, this is your day. And the ruling planet is Chiron, which means we're going to try to pull off something big, and if we don't, we'll at least be able to lick our wounds. Now the moon has gone extreme. It's now in Scorpio, so our emotional focus is on dropping zeros, taking names, and with zero patience or tolerance. So let's all be careful and a little kind to each other out there. And our mental focus, again, is being mindful of where we belong. I think when it comes to where we belong, we're talking about where we belong with manifestation, where we belong with our self-esteem, where we belong with our values. So let's move to our Lightwalker News Flash. Expect tug-of-wars, my friend, inside yourself for the next 5 days. No kidding. This is because we have a lot of extreme energies as we come out of this. We have Mars retrograde, if you don't know, Mercury retrograde. This means we are all feeling tempted and tested to begin with because we're not in our right mind, and we don't feel strong in the old ways. So it's really one of those days. Now, step 29 rules a day, which is the final and tested step, but the real headline is that the Sun and Mars are beginning to be opposing each other. For all you astro geeks out there, you know what I'm talking about. And this is a tug-of-war really between the smart-ass, Sun in Gemini, and our ego, the dumbass, which is Mars retrograde in Sag. Now, the way this plays out is probably a bitter inner argument leading up to a full moon that's going to happen here in the next couple days. So it's all building to a full moon when the moon gets into Sagittarius. And this is the beginning of it. And it might be a dialogue, it might be an argument inside yourself, it might be an argument with someone outside yourself, but if it is, realize if you find yourself in argument with people, you're arguing with yourself, and you're just using that biology to understand what your thoughts are and see them in the outer world. So everyone should basically, I think, what do we do to get through this time? Well, in essence, we're trying to bring the new us forward. So it's really the old mind that needs to go. It's the old ego that needs to go. In some cases, the new mind might be tugging on the old ego. In some cases, the new ego might be tugging on the old mind. But universe is going to stretch and pull this out for us. And in 3 to 4 days, we're going to have a new us come forward. Actually, a new mind really come forward. And then Mercury will go direct. So it's kind of buckle your seatbelts, hang on, stay connected to your heart, and we'll get there step by step. So let's do a spiritual calisthenic and take 3 breaths. And I have a Megascope monthly for you. I got to push a little thing screen, live TV here. But first, let's do and clear all 3 dimensions, mind, body, and spirit. Okay, friend. Well, I just went into the energy, and I gotta tell you, it's not fun. Okay, it's kind of icky. I think what's super important today is, to take time and space for yourself. You definitely want to make sure that you feel good and that you drop zeros. In other words, you give yourself the time and space to get to work, give yourself the time and space, to handle each thing. If you rush yourself or let yourself get rushed, or if you let yourself lose control of the time-space paradigm, that's when things go awry. So I think you're going to wake up feeling super edgy, zero patience. This is a tough kind of energy. In essence, there's a new you brewing. That's what, you must know. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. It came up yesterday, too. This new you, remember, needs a lot of compassion, a lot of love, a lot of patience, a lot of time. So if you can take that sweet time and patience with yourself and make everyone else wait, okay? Kind of like a turtle crossing the road. Everyone's just going to have to wait for that turtle. I'm sorry, okay? And don't worry, you will be so happy you took the time and space and you're able to pull off what you want to pull off. Now today, be conscientious. You might be tempted into old temptations, old vices, the old ego. Basically, because the energy is bubbling up and starting to get intense, your old ego, wants to be triggered and wants to go for its old vices, like yelling at someone or, yelling at yourself or whatever the old vices might have been in the old ego. So it's okay if you fall into it. I want you to know, if you fall into it today, it's totally okay. It does not count on your spiritual report card, but it is showing you that you're quite not ready yet at the end of what you want to manifest, that your values aren't quite in place. And Sensei promises that even if you do fall all the way back to square zero, which many times on step 29 I fall all the way back, make the beginning of the transit mistakes again, I'm like, ugh, okay. Always I have found that as long as you learn and you're aware of what you need to do differently next time, once we move into the next sign, which in this case is Gemini, it's all ancient history. So today is a day of being tested, and there is a new you brewing. This new you, how you respond to these tiny little moments, will put you in the right place and right time later, farther down the road. So believe it or not, the way you respond to yourself now will determine where you are in September. So respond with the new you, with the kindness, with compassion, with patience, and drop a lot of zeros. In other words, give yourself the space and time that you need. Now let me give you 3 takeaways for today to help you on your way. Takeaway 1, drop your zeros. Protect your feelings. Okay? Protect your feelings. Take the time and space you need for your feelings. Takeaway number 2, maintain personal integrity all day long. Personal integrity is that you're honoring who you are, and you're trying to be that in the world, okay? Like sometimes the world won't let you, but at least you're honoring who you are, all right? So honor who you are. Make sure you feel 100% before you walk out the door. And takeaway number 3, be mindful of where you belong all day long. Where you belong is the goal, okay? So I guess keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the goal. It's like spirituality has the same idea as keep your eye on the goal or keep your eye on the ball. It's step 4. Be conscious of where you belong. Being conscious of where you belong pulls you through the situation faster. All right? All right, for those people who are subscribers to my personal Sensei network, and by the way, today's the last day you can sign up to be entered into to win a free reading. I'm going to be doing a special video that announces the free readings tomorrow. But for those who are already live and on board, I'm going to give you a pep talk on self-compassion today and the do's and do nots and how-tos to be self-compassionate. I think a lot of people go, what's self-compassion? I mean, they don't have the practicals, so I'm going to give you the practicals today in your pep talk. And your 3 o'clock eye candy will have to deal with where your Chiron is in your natal chart. I'm going to give you what your self-compassion goal is this lifetime. What is your goal in self-compassion? I'll give you a benchmark you can remember and write down. All right, my friends, like I said, come on down to SeriousJoy.tv and try my Sensei service. I've got so many things to help you come in the light. It's a challenging time. Mars is retrograde. You don't have to do it alone. I think Serious Joy requires support. Allow me to support you all day. Come on down to SeriousJoy.tv. All right, friend. Hey, while you're out there and you're manifesting, you're getting tested, remember, there's a Sensei here who loves you, and I'll be back in 24 hours with more. Until then, live, love, be.
Why
Why can't you find love? How long have you really been single? Really? Having trouble finding that special soulmate? I can solve this one. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Your love trouble? Over. All that and more at secretsofbirthdays.com.